Okay, welcome to day number 11. Now today's going to be kind of more of a review day because we're going to go over everything you've learned up to this point, and we're going to cover a lot of stuff you guys have in your email bag of tricks, your bag of email tricks. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't realize what I've given you already in the first 11 days. This is equivalent of what took me probably, I don't even know, $100,000 in training materials in a year and a half to 2 years of research and struggling to find. Okay, and you guys have all gotten this part for free so far, am I right? So you guys should be screaming happy at me, happy at .com Secrets X, happy at the experience so far, I'm sure. And I want to make sure I kind of point that out because you're only 11 days into this. We still got another, 19 days before the first billing cycle begins, and I've already given you guys this much information. I want to make sure you guys see the value of it because I want you guys members of .com Secrets long term. I want you to understand that this $97 a month investment is not a lot, but it's something that's going to be an investment in your future and in your future business. And I hope you guys see that. I hope you see I'm giving you everything up front because I want you guys to have that value. I remember someone emailed me today and said, "Hey Russell, how long are members staying in your membership site?" And I said, "I have no idea. We just launched this thing very recently. All I know is that my goal is to give them as much value up front as possible. So after 30 days, they can make a decision. Is Russell legit? Is he a real guy who's really out there to help me? Or is he like everybody else out there trying to scam us?" Okay. And I hope you've noticed that and you've realized that. And I know, understand some things may be kind of confusing or over your head, and we're trying to go back and add, better resources and things to solve any problems. But I hope you guys see the value we're providing for you guys, really for no cost up front. And that's because we care about you guys. We want you guys being successful. And if you get confused, you get stuck, go back and watch the videos again. They're open to you. They're unlocked. And we're going to keep growing and keep building and keep adding more and more stuff onto this. But your training's still back in there. So if it doesn't make sense to you now, go back and watch it again and keep learning and keep trying to figure things out. Go to the forum and ask questions. But don't get frustrated. Don't complain. Don't get upset. We're here to help you. And we're giving you this training for free because we care about you guys and we want you to be successful. Okay? So again, day number 11, we're going to go back through and cover your bag of email tricks. Okay, and really quick, a recap from yesterday. Again, we talked about ad swaps yesterday. So make sure you went and you signed up for the ad swap sites. You started looking for potential ad swap partners, and things like that. Okay. I want to make sure you guys did that because, ad swaps will be a big part of a lot of your guys' list building strategy. Okay. And again, it's one of the 6 I'm going to be covering today. We give you guys 6 list building strategies so far. We're only on day number 11. So make sure you've gone through this stuff because ad swaps is one of the 6 ways you're building your lists. I do want to ask as well, who's feeling a little bit like this so far? Okay, I know that I talk really, really fast. I know we've given you a lot of content in the first 11 days already, and feeling this is okay because for me, I learned internet marketing a couple times before it really sunk in and I really got it. So if you feel stuck at all, start back over at video number 1, watch it again, and you should be that much further and you should be able to understand a lot more the second time around because you've been around a little bit longer. You've seen more and more of the steps. You've seen more of this process kind of unfolded onto you. Okay, I told you from day number 1, it's going to be kind of like Mr. Miyagi and Daniel-san from Karate Kid. I'm going to tell you to paint the fence and then paint the fence and wax the car and things like that. And sometimes you're going to be confused, but you're going to be painting this fence and hoping it'll pay off. And now's kind of the point where, you're throwing your first jab at me. When Daniel-san, when Mr. Miyagi threw a jab at Daniel-san, boom, he instinctively blocked it. He waxed the fence and blocked it. And suddenly it all started making sense. Okay, right now is the point where I'm throwing a jab at you and I want to see if you're able to block it. Okay, that's why we're kind of recapping this right now. And if not, if it's still confusing, start back at day number 1. Watch the videos again. That's okay. This is something that we can get you through because it works. It works for a lot of people. I'm watching in the Facebook group. Tons of people are having success already. And a lot of them have, only 3 or 4 or 5 days into this. And so, by the end of 30 days, you're going to have a very clear picture. By the end of 60 and by the end of 90, it should really have a huge transformational effect on your guys' lives and on your business. Okay. And that's really what's our goal when we put this whole thing together. Okay. So let's jump right into this. Okay, so far we've given you 6 kind of email tricks. So I want to talk about the pros and the cons of each one. Okay, the first one, this is what we covered the very first week, was the free solo ads. Okay, now the pros about the free solo ads is that they are cheap. It's a cheap or a free way to get clicks. Okay, and what's nice is that the people that are on these lists, they're mostly beginners. They're trying to make money online, and so you can use this as an easy way to start building your list. Okay, so those are the pros of these free solo ads, as some of you guys know. And some of the cons is the quality of these lists is a lot lower. Okay, some people are paying to, they're incentivized to be clicking on things. So because of that, the click to opt-in buyer ratio is a lot lower. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, hey, I just got 300 clicks and only got 5 opt-ins. Why is that? Well, it's because the quality is a lot lower. Okay, and you know that. And as long as you're not going into it, that's okay. Okay, that's kind of the pros and the cons of the free solo ads. But we led with that because a lot of people have never gotten a click in their life. They've never gotten an opt-in in their life. We want to give them a free way they can get started and kind of start seeing some results. Okay, so that was the first one. I guess the other con, I got this from quite a few members, but it took a long time to sign up for all the sites, and some of them were confusing, and I understand that as well. But that's kind of the pros and the cons there. Okay, the second one here are paid solo ads, and this is by far probably my favorite way to get started. The pros are they're fast, they're cheap, the traffic is qualified, and again, like I said, it's probably my favorite way for someone to get started. The cons is it's going to cost you some money up front for each send, and there's no guarantee of success. But the nice thing about the about the paid solo ads is that you're not risking a lot. You can start with $50 and test it out. And as long as you're willing to put out that little bit of risk, put out a little bit of investment, just like you have to do as an entrepreneur, you should be able to see some good results. Okay, the click-throughs will be higher, the opt-ins will be higher, the purchase rate will be higher, and these are great lists for you guys to leverage. Okay? Now the third thing we taught you about, and this is what we talked about yesterday, are ad swaps. So after you start having this list, how you can start leveraging that list to get traffic driven to your website for free. Okay? Now again, the pros of ad swaps is they're easy. It's a free way to get people to join your list. The cons is that you are sharing your subscribers. You're sending your list and sending 100 subscribers over to somebody else's list, and they're sending 100 people over to your list. Okay, so there are some cons in there, but the key to this, if you want to be successful, is make sure you're building relationships with those people so that they're going to stick to you. Okay, for example, I know when you guys joined the free solo ad sites, a lot of you guys joined a lot of different websites, and you'll probably get emails from a lot of those marketers. The one thing to be aware of is I've been striving very, very hard to make sure that I'm building a relationship with all of you guys so that when you see 10 emails come in your inbox and you see mine, you're going to be more likely to read mine. Okay? And that's because I've been building a relationship with you. So as long as you're building a relationship with your list and helping them out and providing value, they're going to be looking for your emails, they're going to open them, they're going to read them, and it can really benefit you a lot. Okay? Okay, now part number 2 of your 6 email tricks. These are the last 3 that we've been focusing on. Next one is your big email newsletters. Now again, the pros on this is you have the ability to reach millions of people very, very quickly. Okay, that's one of the big pros about here. The cons is that it can be expensive. You could be spending $2,500 up to $5,000 or more for an email. Okay. The other con is that the traffic's more general interest, but the pros I believe outweigh the cons. The fact we can reach millions of people who've never heard about internet marketing, who are new to this whole business, the whole industry. It's huge. In fact, a lot of you guys probably came on this training because of one of these lists, because we spent a lot of money and a lot of time driving traffic into these lists. Okay. The next one is the list broker. Okay. The pros of having list brokers is that they know what lists are working. You can quickly ramp it up. You can start seeing results immediately. The cons are it's a little bit more expensive. You got to pay obviously for each of these ads, but the pros again by far outweighing the cons. Okay, and then the last trick we taught you guys here is the ad co-ops. The pros is you have the ability to mail these big lists. And you can do this without having to spend a ton of money up front. You can basically get 5, 10, 15 people and have everyone share the cost of that list. Excuse me, and then you can leverage those. You get some of the clicks. Everyone else gets some of the clicks through that process. So that's some of the pros of it. The cons, obviously, is you have no guarantee what you can make. You may be putting $100 into a co-op and nothing comes back from it. Now, rarely does that ever happen, but there is that possibility. Okay, so we taught you guys how to do the co-ops, and again, we have a section of the membership site where you can do co-ops with me, and we have a section of the membership site in the Facebook group where you can go in there and start doing ad swaps with the other members. Okay. So those are kind of the big 6 tricks that you guys have learned. Do you guys see how those tricks, how powerful they are? How you can start leveraging these things? You can come in there and say, okay, I'm going to start sending some free ads at first, but man, I want to speed this up, so I'm going to buy some paid solo ads. Okay, I'm getting some results. I'm building my list. Now my list is growing. I'm going to do some ad swaps and really start growing this thing organically. You do a couple ad swaps and boom, you add an extra 400 or 500 people to your list. Now you got 1,000 people on your list. Okay, now you're making some money off of this from this new list, and I'm going to go back and invest in, do a co-op to start buying some of the big email lists or with the list broker. I'm going to do some co-ops there, and then you start making more money, build your list bigger and bigger. Now I can afford to do my own buys through the big email list and buy my own buys through the list broker. Okay, and you can start growing and scaling your business. Okay, if I was starting over from scratch and I was building a business from day number 1, this is exactly how I would do it. Okay, I'd start with the free ads, then go to the paid solos, then I start doing some co-ops, and then I do some ad swaps, and then I just start doing some co-ops, then I'd be buying list broker emails and the big list emails. And that'd be the step-by-step process I would go through. Okay. Now, hopefully, you guys see the power behind this system. So far, you guys can literally for a couple $100 for anywhere from free to a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 start driving a lot of traffic very, very quickly. And this is how the big guys are doing it right now, especially in the internet marketing space. Okay, this is how we're driving our traffic. You guys now have seen the resources. You've seen under the hood. There should be no secret. It's not something I'm trying to hide from you guys, because I benefit from you guys as well when you're building your list. Okay, so that's why we're giving you guys all this content, all this value, all these resources up front, because the more money you make with this, the more money I make with this as well. Okay, you guys see the power behind this? All right, so those are your 6 email tricks that you've learned so far, and you kind of start thinking about how these things all work together. Okay, what's the process? Which ones get you most excited? Some of you guys are going to love co-ops. Some of you guys are going to love ad swaps. Some of you guys may say, I don't like ad swaps, and Russell, I do not want to sign up for all 20 of those free sites, but I love paid solo ads, and I love the list broker. And those are the ones I want to really latch onto. So find out the ones that fit best with your personality, the ones you believe in the most, the ones you're most excited about, and focus your efforts on those areas. That sound good? Okay, so let's jump on to the next slide. My big kind of takeaway I want you guys to have from this lesson is that you need to learn to use all of these things, okay? For beginners, you're focusing on free ads and ad swaps, okay? Because you don't have a lot of money. When you start getting more money, you start getting more advanced in here, more intermediate level, you want to start doing paid solo ads. And then from there, you want to move up when you start getting more cash flow coming in, then start focusing on the big list, the list brokers, and things like that, okay? But again, all 6 of these things are tools you can start using. You can pull out anytime you want. Now, the first time I really saw the power of this, there's a guy that came to our office, his name's John Martinelli, and a smart internet marketer, smart entrepreneur. I think he's 19, 20 years old, something, a really young kid. And he came to my office, and he walked in the first day and said, Russell, I just launched this new website last night. I said, wow, that's exciting. He said, yeah, I already got, 300 subscribers, and we made $150. I said, how did you do that already? He said, well, I got signed up. I went to the paid solo ad sites. I bought 1,000 clicks from 3 different people, and boom, I launched the site, and it made me money day number 1. I said, wow, that's pretty amazing. You were able to launch that business that quickly. And the next day he came in, hey, Russell, I launched this new website. And literally every day while he was here, he launched a new business. And some days he would launch the business, he'd send out some ads, and they didn't do well. He came back and said, Russell, that business didn't sell well for me. I quit doing it. And what was nice is he only wasted 1 day on something because the ads didn't convert for him. He didn't make any money, so boom, moved on to the next project. Next one did work. He started ramping it up, started scaling it up, and turned it into a little business. Okay, and you guys now have that same ability with these resources we've given you. You can test things very quickly with the free ads. See what's going to happen, what's converting, what's working. Something's working the free ads, boom, pays for some solo ads. That starts working, and you can start scaling it and growing it just like that. Does that make sense, you guys? Hope you guys see the power behind this. It gives you the ability now to drive traffic. You have traffic at your fingertips whenever you want, so you can start testing out offers. When we have a new product that comes out, you can participate in launches because you can start buying ads at different places. A lot of really cool stuff you guys can benefit from. And again, we're only, 11 days into this. We haven't even begun to share with you guys the whole world of stuff that's about to open up to you. But we've given you a lot of tools you can use immediately to start making money with. Does that sound good? Okay. Okay, so your homework for today is first off, is to figure out where in that timeline you are. Okay, what are the things that you want to be focusing on? Is it the free ads? Is it the paid ads? What is the thing you want to be focusing on right now in your personal business? This is your business. So what is it you want to do with it? Okay, next is try to work quickly to move from the beginner stages to the intermediate to the advanced. Okay, when you make money, invest that money back into advertising. Okay, at first it's going to seem kind of backwards. You're like, I made my first $100. Man, I want to go spend this, or I want to go blow it. But take that $100 and invest in $100 worth of ads, and soon that $100 will turn into $200. Then take that $200, invest it back into ads, that $200 will become $400, and so on and so forth. I still remember when I first got into this whole direct response internet marketing world, I interviewed a guy who made $100 million in 23 months. Okay, and I asked him how he did. He said, Russell, I was in my parents' basement. I had a pad of paper and a Bic pen, and I wrote out my first sales letter. He said, then I went and I borrowed $5,000, and I sent out that sales letter to 5,000 people. He said, and from that I made $15,000. He said, I took that $15,000, took that same letter, and I mailed it out to 15,000 people. I said, I made $45,000. Took that $45,000, reinvested it, mailed it again, boom, turned it into the next thing, and the next thing, and within 23 months, he had made $100 million. Okay, I hope that gets you guys excited and you understand these things are all a roll-up process, okay? The first thing happens and you roll it to the next thing, you roll it to the next thing, and every single time it's rolling and it's growing and it's growing. You look at your business in a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, suddenly you've got a real business. You've got an email list that's making you money. If you've been promoting .com Secret Sex, you have a continuity program that's making you money. And all these things, they snowball together. It's momentum. Momentum is such a big key in this thing. And that's why I want you guys to keep focusing on this thing, keep staying up with the daily lessons because it's all momentum. We're pushing you from step 1 to 2 to 3, and this momentum will keep picking up, and it's just going to keep benefiting you more and more and more. Does that sound good? Awesome. Okay, so that's your homework for tonight. Go do that right now, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.